TokuSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Tokusatsu, taking the form of many shows including Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Metal Heroes. And today, a group of fans come together to review it for you as Toku Secrets.
What is going on, guys? This is Nathan Desa coming at you with another episode of Toku Secrets, a subsidiary of Anime Secrets. And today we actually got a lot of stuff to talk with you guys about because a lot of stuff has happened since we made our last video. And of course, I can't cover all this content by myself, so today I'm going to be joined by...
Hey, what's up, you guys? Anthony Davis here, also known as the White Angel of Lupinranger, and I'm secretly Lupin White of the Lupinrangers, not playing.
Oh,
I wish so. That'd be really cool, though, Lupin White, though.
Yeah.
Just floating in the wind.
And another guy that we got joining us is...
Hey guys, I'm Rizwan, also known as Lupin Black, if we're going to go with this entire black and white thing that we're talking about for Lupinrangers. I'm also the Commander Anime Secrets, Blue Commander Otaku Sentai Lupinranger, and I'm also the American Sniper, aka the best thing to ever come out of the world since sliced bread, aka... you ain't tried it till you tried it, aka your worst nightmare, aka mocked 75 million around the world, aka stealing all the hearts of young ladies out there, aka
oh my,
an Indian, aka still better than Ronald Budsey because he's not here and I am. So yeah, that's who I am.
All right, well.
I had to say Ronald's not here tonight, so I felt it was my obligation to take on the role of doing the AKAs today.
As you should.
Yeah.
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot remember what the last thing we talked about on Toku Secrets is because it was kind of a long time, but a lot of stuff has happened since that moment. I don't think we actually... mentioned this when it was originally announced, but the new Sentai that will be succeeding Kyuranger was announced a while ago, and recently a new trailer, showing it off, showing the people in action. Scans for the mecha has been released, so...
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm going to just throw it out there real quick. I'm legitimately excited for this Sentai. I know I've said that for the last Sentai that I didn't really watch, but Lucky was just a bad idea.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it, but, I don't know. I watched episode 1 and part of episode 2, and I was like, nah, I'm going to watch this later. Yeah. And then a year later, I still haven't watched it, so... I don't know.
I don't know how. I forced myself to watch Kyuranger just to make sure to get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what Riz is doing for Ninja Steel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's true.
It's so bad.
I mean, it's true.
It's like killing my soul little by little.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
Look, man, it has redeeming moments every 5 episodes or so.
That's pushing it. That's pushing it. I can't give that credit.
At least with Ninja Steel, though, we kind of already knew that it was bad because, it's being adapted from a terrible Sentai, so...
Yeah.
So, part of me is still really wanting to watch the TV show, mainly because I want to see the Lawnmower episode adapted to it.
If they adapt that episode...
I doubt they haven't yet.
Though I'm only on episode 11, so there's still time for it to happen.
Well, anyway, not to change the subject there, talking about Ninja Steel was such an amazing topic.
Ninja Steel is a good topic? What?
It never was a good topic.
Dude, that was sarcasm.
Good, I'm glad you have it, because that's not a good idea to ever talk about Ninja Steel for reals.
Don't ever say or think that way again.
Actually, you know what? Okay, I'm going to backtrack here a second. I find it okay to talk about Ninja Steel over talking about Ninja. For one simple reason. The red of Ninja Steel is more bearable than the red of Ninja itself.
He's just very, very bland.
Yeah.
Like,
but granted, that's not saying much. I mean, that's like saying that Cole is more tolerable than Mac. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. Brody's not bad. He's just really bland and has no personality.
Yeah,
It's like comparing Troy and Brody, except Brody has a little bit of a backstory and Troy had nothing.
Yeah, and even with the backstory, he's like, you would think that being stuck on a ship with a bunch of aliens for like 10 years would kind of like, break a man. But no, he's just bland.
A normal everyday teenager, and it's kind of odd, and it zars me.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. If I was ever like stuck on a freaking alien ship with a bunch of aliens, I'm not gonna be the same person you met.
I might be, because I wouldn't notice the difference, because people are weird.
I might be a little bit more standoffish and more like, on defense mode all the time, but, my guard will be up always, even more than now.
But, we're not here for Ninja or Ninja Steel, so let's drop this.
Lame. Yeah, exactly. Let's stop talking about the lame stuff. Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, the reason I'm here.
And now when I'm looking back at this, I do remember that we made a video talking about the names being revealed, but they didn't really reveal much now. Now officially, and I think we may have contemplated on this when we were making that video, but it is now pretty much confirmed. So it's going to be Lupinranger versus Patoranger, and it's pretty much going to be I guess in a nutshell, you can say this is pretty much going to be Super Sentai's answer to a game of cops and robbers, basically, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Because as we said in that video, there's going to be two Ranger teams. They're both comprised of 3 Rangers. So they start off with the Lupinrangers, who are pretty much the typical standard. Starting team, red, blue, and yellow. The 3 primary colors, obviously. And their names, I mean, they're pretty much the stereotypical Ranger names. Lupin red, Lupin blue, Lupin yellow. And their characters, we have a Kairi Yano, Lupin red. Lupin blue is Toma Yoimachi. And Lupin Yellow is Mika Hayami, and they are assisted by this character named Kogure, who is essentially their butler. And considering how the trailer that we're actually going to be pretty much influenced this video showed the characters driving around in like a limousine or something, we can assume that these characters are like classy, kind of like maybe a throwback to like twin classy gangsters who hold up buildings and something like that. Because if you look at the Ranger Wiki page, they actually say something about Kaitou, because this is Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger. They call it Gentleman Thief. So I'm guessing we can assume that the Lupinrangers are kind of like mafia people. Like these people with class. They wear suits. They look all cool. And they have a butler, but they get all their fortune and fame from heist and robbing places and all that.
Yeah. Marvel's super proud.
He would be.
Yes, he would. And then on the other side, we have the Patorangers, and they are going to be they're going to have their Red Ranger, and then there's going to be a green and a pink Ranger. Their Ranger names are the more complicated ones, kind of similar to how the Tokugers name themselves. Which, yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not a bad sign of what's to come. But we have Pat Ren Ichigo for red, Pat Ren Nigo, and Pat Ren Sango for pink, and they're pretty much the cops. They're going around. They have a similar like unique enough to call them their own, but still kind of a similar to the Deca Rangers, which was fitting because Deca Ranger was also a cop themed Sentai, and they have 2 assistants. They have this robot looking dude who is called Jim Carter. That's kind of weird. But a unique thing is that they also have this other character who I'm guessing who is going to be their mentor. And I'm guessing he's going to be like a chief or something. And his name is Hilltop. And he is actually played by an actor of African American heritage.
African heritage.
African heritage, yeah.
He's black. He's black. He's black.
Thank you, Anthony.
So this is going to be like the first Sentai in a while to have like a black character because, the only Sentai that I can recall that had like a regular or recurring character was I can't even remember the character's name, but he was like a technician for iNet in Mega Ranger, and the same actor later played him. This is an episode that I think that a lot of even Power Rangers fans know what I'm talking about. It was an episode of Lupinranger. This was actually the episode that was adapted into the Dino Thunder episode where it was like a poorly dubbed episode where this black guy, he was like a baseball player, comes over and gets like an operation done on him by the Blue Ranger. So
it's called Lost in Translation.
Well, Lost and Found in translation. So.
Lost and Found translation, yeah, right. Sorry.
But yeah, those are some of the scans. They've also released... obviously we've seen what some of their weapons look like. They have like the standard firearms. Do what?
You forgot the most important character.
What was that?
Their robotic assistant, Jim
Yes.
Carter.
Yeah, I mentioned Jim Carter before I said Hilltop.
Oh. Well,
He mentioned it, but he didn't go to further detail, meaning that this robotic machine is actually named after the president of the United States, Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. And he's the robotic mascot of the Patorangers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Nathan?
The Rangers don't need mascots because they're cool. They're too cool for that.
Yeah.
And then they also have, of course, Sentai isn't Sentai with giant mechs. So we have do what?
We have giant mechs? What?
No, in this picture, they mention giant mechs, and the Lupinrangers have their ones called Lupin Kaiser, and the Patoranger have Patoranger. So, and from what I'm reading here, it's saying that they have this main mecha called the Good Striker, which can combine with the mecha of either the 3 Lupinrangers or the 3 Patorangers to make each team's combined mechs. And it can also be, go into the changer. Now, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but, if you look, if you're looking at the picture that I'm looking at, there's, like, the 3 individual machines that each of the 3, in this case, 6 Rangers control, where there's, like, this one big giant, flying jet machine, and then next to that, you have, like, 3 vehicle devices, vehicle Zords that the Patorangers use, and then 3 flying vehicles that the Lupinrangers are using. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting way on how they're gonna make this mecha. I can't completely explain it obviously because I'm only going off what I'm reading here, so I won't know how that works until I actually see it. But it does look kind of interesting.
There's somebody how the mechs work. Somehow the mechs work exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they have a fourth mech to kind of like combine with the other 3. It's like we have our 3 mechs, but then we have an extra mech to kind of combine with our own mechs, kind
That
of.
makes sense though in the long run because in the trailer I saw, Lupinrangers had their Lupin Kaiser formed, and the Pato Kaiser was not formed. It had the individual cars going after it. But then in the next trailer scene, we saw Pato Kaiser, but we saw the Lupin Zords like flying around it and stuff.
So I'm guessing it would be kind of like a trend where like this Good Striker thing that they're talking about is like a mecha that like, either one team controls or the other one, and maybe it's like a matter of who can get it first or something. I mean,
so that'd be funny as hell.
That would be a very awesome way to do it. Because, like I said, wait, sorry.
One thing I noticed with the Megazords in general, Patoranger reminds me a lot of the Deca-Ranger Megazord thing, whatever they called it.
Deca-Robo.
Yeah, Deca-Ranger
Robo.
It looks familiar to it. It's not exactly like it, but it looks familiar enough to be it. But then the exact same sounds that you hear in Deca-Ranger are like sounds you hear in the trailer for this one.
Yep, sure does.
And then whenever I'm looking at the Lupinranger, I don't know if this is me being a huge Gokaiser fanboy or not, but Lupinranger to me looks a lot like Gokaitou.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm reminded heavily of that, so to me, it's like this Sentai is doing a small throwback to two of their really successful Sentais of Deca-Ranger and Gokaiser.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that means that we'll get some Deca-Ranger action in the middle, and some Gokaiser action in the middle to kind of, like, help out.
Yeah.
That's possible. I think it's possible. If they can get the actors to come back for it.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, because it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I don't think it's really hard to deny that. I mean, you look at, like, both Deca-Ranger and Gokaiger, like, Toei obviously, like, loves those Sentai so much, and will, like, do anything to bring them back, because think about it, because you had they brought all 6 of the Gokaigers back for the whole team up with Zyuohger. And then, and even before that, they had a whole Deca-Ranger 10 years after, where, they brought all the Deca-Rangers back for a reunion movie. And heck, what's even more hilarious is the fact that, like, if my memory is correct, they probably brought back more Deca-Rangers to appear in Gokaiger than they did for any other Sentai, because, they had 3 of them in the Deca-Ranger tribute episode, and then they brought back Umeko for the Gokaiger Goseiger crossover movies. So, I mean, yeah, it's and
cool. And I know you guys probably didn't realize this, but actually, one Deca-Ranger does appear in Q-Ranger.
I heard about it.
Yep. Deca-Red, actually. Deca-Red.
I don't know the context, but I know that he appeared for something.
It's all it's universe travel. That's all I gotta say. Universe travel.
Okay, nothing like more concrete than that.
Nope, it's just that.
Wait, was it the actor or the actual character?
The actor.
Oh, okay.
Him and the current Galvan.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the point is that I was just saying is that, I mean, like, it seems like Toei is kind of going out of its way to show specifically Gokaiger and Deca-Ranger a lot of love in recent years. I mean, because technically, Hurricaneger got its own, like, 10 years after, like, video, but they did kind of give Hurricaneger a similar treatment to Deca-Ranger, but they have not, like, gone out of their way to bring back, like, the Hurricanegers in the same way they're doing these other 2 Sentais. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they did bring back characters from those 2 other Sentai to maybe make a cameo or, like, do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, we obviously can't really say much Ranger do.
Sorry, Nathan, you cut out heavily, but I think what you're trying to say was we can't comment too heavily on what we'll have with the Sentai, except for, the basics of what we were given online in the synopsis so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't really given sneak peeks with them either, because, as you guys may know, or may not know, up until, like, now, actually, ever since Shinkenger versus Goanger, they would always have these things in the crossover movies where they give us a brief sneak peek of the upcoming Ranger team. But strangely enough, there has not been a Q-Ranger versus Ju-Oger movie that has come out yet. So we have not been given a sneak peek of these characters yet. So we are running completely blind into this Sentai.
A little bit.
But in some ways, I mean, that kind of makes it exciting.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Me too.
But yeah, that's the main part that we just wanted to say. You know, series. We've seen the trailer for the series. We're definitely hyped for it when the first episode comes out, and that will be on February 11th, which is 3 days after my birthday, for the record.
Early birthday.
If it goes the way I think it's gonna go, we're probably gonna get the Lupinrangers episode first, and then the next week's episode might be Patoranger's episode, and so on and so forth.
I'm really interested in how they're gonna play this off.
I want to say they would like maybe have them like have do separate episodes for each week, just having the Q Rangers, having the Lupin Rangers and the Patarangers have their own little thing, and just kind of like not meet up yet, but then after a few weeks of them like trying to like not really getting into either other's way, but like getting to the point where like they're kind of like, well, something's not right here. Something happened here before we got here, so we got to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There are these because Lupin Rangers are probably thinking like, well, we just got the treasures or whatever, we can just leave and get out of here. The Patoranger is going to be like, well, hey, something's just went down here. What happened? Who did this and why they do this?
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be like a big like detective. I feel like it's going to be more detective based with the Patarangers and more stealth based with the Lupin Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we saw like, in the trailer, Paten Ichigo was like wearing like a detective's jacket. So yeah. He might be one of those guys that might be in the heavy undercover, for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I mean, I might wonder about this. Like, they did actually show like villains, like in the episode, like they showed the typical Monster Day and Foot Soldiers. So I'm guessing like maybe they could go a route where like the Lupin Rangers are portrayed as more like anti-heroes, like Robin Hood-esque people or something. I mean,
I'm hoping for that too.
Because, I mean, another team of anti-heroic Rangers, I mean, we gotta have another one of those, because, because one of the reasons why everybody loved Gokai was because the main team were anti-heroes. I mean, so...
Exactly.
But they weren't anti-bros.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, of course, nobody could like him if that was the case, so...
Exactly. You get it. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we need more Ranger teams that are just kind of standoffish. That they're not like the heroic people that people want them to be. They kind of are like, well, we want to do things, but we're going to do things for our own way, not because we have to, because we want to.
Well, it's more like hey, we see a way to make money doing it, so why the hell not?
Exactly.
Like I can see them doing sort of money and glory rather than like justice or good.
But yeah, that about sums up this whole thing. So there were other things to mention that I wanted to mention at the start, but we kind of trailed into this a bit quickly. A few things. So Shout Factory. I don't know if we've ever talked about Shout Factory Sentai on DVD, but they have announced that they're going to be releasing QQ Sentai Go-Go 5 on DVD. That is the Sentai equivalent of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. So you guys should totally check that out. I know I will, because I still need to watch that Sentai. And I don't really know what's really going on with Kamen Rider Build. I mean, I intend to be watching that at some point, because I know some of our fans probably want us to start covering that show, and we will try to get...
It was good. I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, I believe, if not more, and I enjoyed it. I just kind of forgot to keep up with it.
And we are we're hoping to get started on our try to redo a review that we're going to be doing of Keisatsu Sentai Go Kaiger, because we need to get on that, of course. We're also hoping to do Cure Uger soon, since that's the only other Sentai that all three of us have seen in its entirety. All three of us here in the room currently.
Yep.
That's because I don't watch many Sentais to completion, so I'm kind of a lame person.
And I didn't start watching any Sentai until Shikingers, and that's how I got into Sentai.
Yeah.
And then one other...
like all the time watching everything ever.
Right.
Well, when I'm not at work, but
Well, yeah, but still.
And then one other series that we're hoping to dive into, at least after Anthony finishes it, is Kamen Rider Ryuki, seeing as me, Ronald, Chris, and I have all seen that show all the way through, so we're hoping to get started on that. And we may even, consider reviewing the show Kamen Rider Dragonite, just as an adaptation too. But
yeah,
that'd be fun.
But other than that, I mean, these are just a few projects that we're talking about. So I'm assuming that our next review will be we will be reviewing the first couple of episodes of Lupinranger versus Patoranger. Maybe we'll just review the first episode, or we'll give it a couple of days and then review it after the first couple of episodes have come out and a status quo is set. So just stay tuned for that, guys, because we are hoping to put out a lot more content this year. New year, new Toku Secrets. So
hopefully better Toku Secrets.
Yeah.
So that is it for right now. We thank you guys for watching. Are here on iTunes, listening to us. Remember to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of those other social media things. And we thank you for joining us again. So until next time, guys, this is Toku Secrets. We're going to be powering down, and see you later, guys.
Peace.
Adios.
Hey, you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.